Have you ever felt like your dog just doesn't get you, no matter how much you train? Here's the thing. Most dog training in the US is missing this one crucial thing: true communication. And until you learn to actually communicate with your dog, your training will never reach its full potential, or your relationship. In this video, I'll break down the communication system I use with my own dogs so you can build trust, clarity, and connection, not confusion, so you can supercharge every training. Hi friends, I'm Jess, and I help girly dog girls train with heart, chase their biggest dog sport dreams, live intentionally, and sprinkle a little fun and aesthetic in along the way. So if that sounds like you should subscribe and stick around. I've trained dogs for years and competed in dog sports. However, I realized something. So much dog training focuses on teaching tricks or checking off goals, but rarely on building real understanding. I like to say I teach skills, not tricks. A skill is something they understand, something that will provide the stepping stones for further learning and advanced skills. When you actually communicate, your dog isn't just performing. They're listening, thinking, and participating in the partnership. And when you listen to them, you learn just as much from them as they do from you, if not more. Let's start with an analogy. You're in a foreign country. You do not speak the language. You hail a taxi cab because you just hopped off the plane and you're trying to get to your hotel. As you step in, you're greeted by the driver. But a quick moment of panic hits you as you realize he's speaking to you in Italian and you're trying to recall the little tiny bit of Italian you learned right before your trip. You need to get to your hotel, but you're struggling to communicate and Google Translate just isn't working. You feel the sweat start to build as the taxi driver seems a little flustered as well. What started out as a fun and exciting trip is quickly turning into panic and frustration because you just want to be at your hotel, eating a croissant and sipping on a cappuccino and about to take a nap to sleep off the jet lag. This is how our dogs feel if we do not have a shared communication system. We basically force our dogs to try to learn our language, and very few people try to learn their language. If we can create a system where we can clearly teach and listen to our dogs, then we will greatly increase the success in our training and in everyday life. Now, I have a very specific communication system that I use with my own dogs that I've developed over the years, and I've found I need different cues for different things in different situations. This is our shared communication, or shared language, if you will. I put it into a free downloadable PDF down below so you can see all the cues I use and what they mean, but we'll get into all that later. First, here's how I approach communication. Number one, listen to your dog. Their body language, energy, subtle cues matter. You will start to pick up on little signs about your dog, like maybe they're just not feeling their best that day, or maybe they're amped and ready to go, or maybe they want to add in a little bit of their own flair and have a say in the training session. Our job is to be fair and to listen to what our dogs may be communicating with us. Number two, be clear and consistent. Oftentimes I see when I'm teaching dog dance lessons, the handler might not be exactly clear on what they're asking their dog to do. Maybe they don't even understand what they're asking fully in their own mind. So how can they expect their dog to perform or do something when they're not even clear on what they're asking? For instance, if you ask your dog to do a spin, what's your criteria? Is it a full 360-degree spin? Is it a half spin? Are they supposed to end in the exact same spot that they started in? Be really, really clear in your understanding of what you're asking so that way your dog is clear on their understanding of what they're performing. I often use a lot of unconventional or not as common cues and skills like a sustained nose touch or a keep going signal. A lot of US trainers don't use these or may not even know what these are. A lot of European trainers do. However, for some reason it's lacking in the US. For the sustained nose touch, here you can see Sprinkles holding her nose on my hand. I'm not just asking her to touch like a quick boop, done. She understands this skill and is offering it confidently. This skill can also be used for a target stick to train a face out and walk ahead, for example, which is a more advanced trick for some dogs.
Good. Well, walk. Stop. Okay. Wow.
I'm also really specific in using my release word to release my dog from the sustained nose touch. That way my dog's not just going to release themselves at any point in time.
Wow. Good girl.
Now let's talk about the keep going signal. Here, when I give the keep going signal, she knows to continue a behavior. For me, it's good. If I say good and she's in a static position, she's to maintain that static position. If it's a dynamic trick where I'm having her continue around one leg, I will use my cue once and then use my keep going signal if I want her to do it multiple times. Number three, track your progress. You might think I'm a little crazy, but I keep an entire spreadsheet of all the skills and cues my dogs are learning. It helps me stay organized, proof the behaviors, and keeps me on track. I sent this spreadsheet to one of my dog training friends at one point, and all she texted back was, "Whoa." Alrighty Duddy, the communication system. I start out every workshop, group class, private lesson, online session with the communication system. Yes means you are correct. I will bring the reward to you, or I will release you.
Yes. Okay. Front. Legs. Good. Legs. Twist. Legs. Spin. Catch. Woohoo! Get it. Tug. 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 Woohoo! Wow. Good girl. Twist. Gotcha. Woo! Legs. Get it. Yes. Wow. So good. Amazing. Amazing. Good girl. Legs. Legs. Around. Huddle. Good. Good. Okay. Get it. Wow. Wow. Woo. Good job. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Wink, wink. Good girl. Good girl. Was that a good break? Yeah? Are you a good girl? Good girl.
The communication system would not be complete without some focus and motivation. You want to build concentration skills and train them wherever you go in lots of different environments. The first one is reinforce and release. It helps with their commitment to the session, duration of focus, building your keep going signal, which is really important. This is how I built it in Sprinkles when she was a puppy. You can use this as a warm-up before a session to make sure your dog is focused and wanting to work. Luring. So luring is a really common thing to see in dog training, especially when you have puppies or dogs that are a little less experienced. I can move my hand in any direction, I can switch hands, and they keep their nose glued to my hand. That's another reason why your sustained nose touch is so important. And I can do this with or without a treat in my hand. Another game is ping pong. Oftentimes when we're teaching them something new, they can get a little frustrated. So to reduce this frustration, or pop the frustration bubble as I like to say, I like to throw food in a direction that the dog can go run after it. Here we are playing ping pong. You're basically just throwing the treat back and forth. And I'm using my word find, which means go and take the treat off the ground. Here you can see us using treats and or toys for eye contact and self-control. I find this extremely helpful if I have a dog that's really fixated on a toy. Again, I have border collies, and they don't want to give me eye contact because they are staring at their toy so intensely. But if I use this little game, they know exactly what this game is and will give me eye contact and not look at the toy. They know to look me in the eyes, and they'll get rewarded then with the toy. This can sometimes help fixation behaviors.
Okay.
But if your dog doesn't like eye contact, you can find other ways around this. For instance, your dog could just be looking in your general direction. Maybe they're glancing at you and they glance away. That's okay too. Some dogs just really don't like eye contact. I have border collies and they stare into your soul.
Good. Good. Get it. Yeah. Good girl. Amazing.
So, the mindset shift that I want you to take away today is stop thinking about tricks. Start thinking about skills. Start thinking about listening. Observe, respond, adapt. Learn from your dog or dogs every single training session. To build your own communication system, I linked that PDF with all the cues that I use for our base foundation communication system down below. If this was helpful to you, you should subscribe and join the girly yet gritty dog girl community where we are trailblazing this dog girl revolution. Be sure to check out my other video, Dog Training Meets Feminine Energy, where I share how combining feminine energy with dog training can transform your relationship with your dog even further. A topic no one is talking about. If you stuck around to the very end, thank you, friend. And leave your favorite yellow emoji down in the comments so I know. Until next time, or I'll see you over in that video. Bye.